In 1936 Nazi Germany, one event would set the stage for the greatest feat of athleticism mankind would ever witness, and one of the greatest displays of courage the world would ever see.
Stephan, tell me how you found out that you were going to play Jesse Owens and your reaction to it.
Well, I found out probably 2 weeks after auditioning. I sort of just, as an actor, we sort of just have to do the thing and let it go. So, for me, I got a meeting with the director after I read the script, and I sort of gave him my take on the character, and we chatted about the film and sort of his vision. But then, yeah, 2 weeks later, I got the call, like, you're gonna play Jesse Owens. I was like, wait, who? Jesse Owens, the Jesse Owens? I'm gonna play him. But yeah, no, just speechless. I'm still speechless. Still in awe when I see, the commercials, the trailers. It's incredible to me.
Yeah, I was talking about that poster is pretty badass.
Yeah, I love
You're
that.
from Toronto though, so how much as a kid did you know about Jesse Owens?
Very little, very little. When I heard his name, I sort of, it rung a bell, but I really hadn't understood what it is that he had done. I was like, he won all those gold medals back in the day, but I didn't know when, I didn't know where, and I certainly didn't know the circumstances surrounding it. So, for me, it was a big lesson for sure.
I'm gonna pause on that a second, because are you gonna go to the NBA All-Star game?
I am. I'm playing in the Celebrity All-Star game.
You are?
Yeah, on Friday in 2 days. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, did you get the hookup to a game? No, you already have the hookup.
We're gonna go for sure. It's
Are
gonna
you
be
an
a lot
NBA
of fun.
fan?
Huge NBA fan.
So Raptors, I take it.
Very
How's
big
your
Raptors
team doing
fan.
this season?
Great. We're second in the East right now. Better than Chicago, might I add. But yeah, we're doing great.
Despite having to endure racial inequalities,
Where'd you boys think you're going?
Just using the showers.
Not until we're through, you're not.
Jesse saw track and field as the great equalizer.
So it's kind of like a heavy movie, and you were talking a little bit about the historical context of it all.
Yeah.
And then you did that with Selma playing John Lewis.
Yeah.
What do you have to do mentally to prepare to kind of go into more than just like the biopic portion of it, but kind of like the deep historical context of
you
it
got to
all?
do your research. You got to really do your research, and that goes for any actor, doing period, and telling real life stories, with real people who lived and breathed on this earth. So, there's a certain level of responsibility and weight that comes with that. And to me, I really couldn't have been more grateful to have the support of not only a John Lewis is still alive, but when you look at race and Jesse Owens, I didn't have Jesse, but I certainly had his daughters who are lovely, and they've been, vital in sort of me framing this character and bringing a face level of humanity to this, sort of larger than life being. So, for me, a little bit of pressure for sure, but I'm excited to get it out to the world.
How was it hanging out with the family and doing some of this tour with the sister?
It was very cool.
Daughters.
I mean, it's been very, very cool. His daughters, granddaughters have all been amazing to me. I couldn't have asked for them to embrace me any more than they really have. I sort of feel like I'm a part of their family. We hung out, not only in this tour, but we hung out in Beijing this summer, which was really fun. And just sort of throughout the whole process, they've been great at just, feeding me stories about their father for me to use. And, to them, he's just daddy. He's not this famous, superhuman athlete. He's just daddy. So to hear about him from that perspective has been incredible.
What did you have to do to kind of train physically for this film? Because definitely, like, we see the muscles are popping in the movie.
Yeah, a little bit, right? I tried. No, for me, I knew I had my work cut out for me. When you're playing the fastest man on the planet, you gotta do something, some sort of training. So it started about 2 months beforehand at Georgia Tech. I was filming Selma at the time, and basically every day I had off on Selma, I just go down to Georgia Tech and start training with the track and field coaches there. And there were sort of layers to it. I had to learn, obviously, how to run like a track and field athlete. I had to learn how to run fast. And then I had to learn how to run like Jesse, because his running style was so unique. It was so particular. So, there was definitely different facets of it for sure.
What do you think from this experience Jesse Owens has kind of taught you personally? Like, playing him, then kind of transforming into him, and then now being Stephan James again, carrying this with you?
Yeah, I mean, I've just been inspired from his story pretty much since the beginning, and even more so than the athlete and and most famous person alive, all that stuff. Just the human being he was. He was such an incredible person. He was a big humanitarian, a consummate gentleman, and I really felt like I had to bring a level of humanity to him. I had to show people the type of father, the type of husband, the type of man that he was, and those things inspired me even more than his winnings in the games in 1936.
Can you talk about what you want people to take away from this film? Because there's a lot of historical context that maybe people even your age, young whippersnappers, don't even know about, the crosshairs between Jesse and his path with Hitler and being in Berlin.
Yeah, I mean, outside of just the history lesson aspect of it, learning what they are going to learn about that time in Ohio and that time in Germany, I just want people to be inspired by the life that he led. Inspired by his winnings in Berlin. He was a man that really didn't have much. He had basically just his love for running, and he went over there to Berlin and unintentionally changed the world with that love for running. So, I think that people can look to Jesse and look at his story and say, if Jesse could do what he did at a time in a place where he did it, then there's really no excuse for anyone to accomplish great things.
This is the true spirit of sportsmanship we're seeing here between these two athletes today. The white flag is up.
Owens,
8.06 meters. It's a new Olympic record.